Alright y'all, I've made it back from the garden supply place and I'm back with this awesome plant. I could not help myself. It was so beautiful. It has the most interesting blooms. It is just what the lady said at the nursery, far out. Love the blooms, look at them. It's called bottle brush and I can see why. Look at that. So very cool. But first I've got to go in and have some lunch. I'm starving. All right, y'all, I've made it back for my lunch. I have to go down to the wood pile. We got to bring some more wood up. It's supposed to be in the 30s again tonight. I sure hope this is about done, but I do believe so. I guess it'll be okay one more time. Hopefully that'll be it, but never say that though. And look at this. My husband tilled out my little sunflower bed I'm going to put on the back side of this fence. It's going to be beautiful. So last summer, I only did like sunflowers. Last year I put sunflowers and zinnias mixed in, but this year I'm gonna do a huge row of sunflowers, and then over here I'm gonna do all zinnias. And then these are of course gonna be flower beds. And maybe one like a kitchen little garden, maybe some peppers and different things for salads and stuff like that. I'm getting antsy, I'm ready to put them in the ground. And I think they would probably be okay just because if they come up in a week or so, we should be good. The forecast is like predicted that we're gonna like end off the rest of this month with warm weather. Back from loading wood and I'm gonna get my plant moved, do a few things in the greenhouse. I'm gonna fill up my insecticidal soap, which I mix my own. Now you can buy stuff from the store, nurseries, different places have it. But in mixing my own, I use either ivory soap or like a plant-based soap, which doesn't have like a degreaser in it. That can possibly harm some of your plants. So this soap that I make, I use for different things. Anybody that has a greenhouse is at some point in time going to get different things. It's going to happen. There's no way that you're going to be able to have a greenhouse the entire time and never see an insect in it at all. There's many ways to go about treating it. And I will say, like, one thing is not going to treat everything. You kind of need to go through different things. It's good to have different remedies on hand and treatments. So most of the stuff that I do, all the stuff that I do is organic. I just kind of keep at it before it gets into an infestation. I'm low on my soap, my insecticidal soap, and I'm gonna go ahead and make some. Now I keep the little mix on here label so I'll know how much I do it, because I do forget. I do forget things. So this is a 1/2 gallon sprayer and it takes 2 tablespoons of the soap mixed with water. This is a plant-based soap. It's got eucalyptus mint in it, so it's good for, you know, other types of bugs as well, just the mint and oil in it itself. I noticed a few things on a couple of my zinnias, and I always get insects on my zinnias, so we're going to put this on there. I check my plants often for bugs, and if I notice something, they come outside real quick because they'll jump from one plant to the next sometimes. And I treat them out here. They're in timeout. So if y'all see that right there, that is white flies. I've had them before. This stuff works pretty good. And I just douse them down. Wash the plant real good. All right, I gotta get some plants out of my pond. They're looking like they've either dried up, my water hyacinths. Not sure what's going on with them, but I talked to the lady at the greenhouse that I go to, and she said she would just remove them if she were me, especially the dead parts of the leaves. You probably don't want to leave them in the pond. She said they could, you know, cause some other type of bacteria or things to leach out into the pond, and we don't want to do that. Everything else is looking good in the pond, so she wasn't really sure kind of what was going on with them. She said if the water's too cold, they can do that, but I know my water is not cold in here. So, I don't know. I really need something else for shade over here for the fish, though. Seth has some extra plants up in his aquarium that he cut, so I think I'm going to go get them and bring them in here. Alright, back with the pond plants. Got some good ones in here, I think. We'll see if they can shade it enough. All right, I'm gonna find a place for this. This plant is called bottle brush. It resembles, obviously, a little bottle brush. That's why they called it that. This is a more compact version of it. This plant is zone 8 through 11, so it can't really stay outside in the winter in my zone. I'm in 7A. She said that she did have some that she did plant outside in her yard. One of them was up against the house away from the harsh winter winds, like over around some concrete. She said it stayed warmer in that part of her yard, and it actually made it through the winter and did fine. But I would probably say I would not leave this one outside. You did have this. This could be put in a nice big planter or something, and then you could bring it in for the winter. She also said I could prune this like a bonsai. She said to prune it after it flowers if I wanted to go that route. But I think this year I'm just going to let it go and see how much it grows. This one says it gets 3 to 4 feet tall here, and it says plant in full sun. She said also partial shade would be good too for keeping the blooms going longer. All right, I think I'm gonna put it down here to begin with because this area, like I said, it's kind of shaded right now in the afternoon sun, which I think will have some benefits, but it'll have some morning sun. So we'll see how it does. And it is just beautiful. I think I've completed some things I wanted to do today. I may end up coming back down here after dinner, I don't know. But I am gonna water my succulents and I'm gonna head back up to the house. Got some dinner to get prepared. It's amazing in the last week how much everything has grown. Give y'all a peek. Tomatoes, I got some ones I planted just a few weeks ago, but look how much they've grown in the last couple weeks. Amish pay, some are bigger than others, obviously. There's an overachiever Cosmo here. I want to show you this Cosmo right here. It's got a white bloom on it, and it is just beautiful. Look at that. They're gonna be so pretty out there in the garden. My little marigolds are blooming. Some nice tomatoes down here. My dahlias will be going out soon to the garden as well. All those tomatoes over there coming up nicely. Some brand new ones I planted just for the heck of it. Flowers. More Cosmos. I did a tray of densely planted ones, and I think they look pretty good. Marigolds, more flowers, more tomatoes. Those over there are doing good. Those have gotten really big, and these too. These Romas look really good. Here again, look at that beauty in the sun. Wow. It's just so interesting. I love it. There's more blooms gonna be coming out on these. Just never had a plant like this before. Got little crassulas. Well, Seth had some water sprite and I just threw it down in the pond for now just to give it some cover at the top. But these definitely help. This grass and this calla lily that is blooming again. Look at that. Very happy. I'm maybe in the search for some water lilies to put right there. I think that'd be a good spot for them where I had the hyacinths. I don't know, maybe I'll get some more hyacinths. We'll see. This thing is still in full bloom. Looking quite amazing. All right, we've had dinner. It was delicious. We had sandwiches on the cast iron skillet, stuff from the garden, chicken and peppers. It was so good. I'm down here looking for the guys. I think they're out here putting up some wood for next winter in the woodshed. I don't know where they're at. They said they were coming out here. I must be into something else. I just got my sunflowers. Planted some zinnias the other day. I think they're starting to come up. There's one right there. One there. There's a couple. Oh, I need to work on these this week. I'll show you guys what I found in my other bed. So I had tomatoes in here last year. Cherry tomatoes and then some beefsteaks. And they have reseeded themselves very thickly. I was going to put flowers here, so I may have to take some of these up and transplant them, but these were some really good cherries. The guys are preparing for next year. Cutting wood. We're going to fill this up. I think this was enough wood to do this over the winter. It did pretty good. We stayed warm.
That's a piece of wood right there we can burn good heat. That's what I see when I see that stuff, you know? It's so dumb. But I see that, I'm like, you know what I mean? That's what I
10 minutes of heat.
That's what I was looking at. It's so dumb.
That's true though.